Hello everyone, this is Chop It Up Hoops with your pal Sal, and let's get right to it. Last night there were some really good games going on in the NBA. You had the Denver Nuggets against the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Portland Trail Blazers are still undefeated in the NBA. Dame Lillard is really putting everybody on notice, and I said that in my last post. So they won against the Denver Nuggets 110 to 135. Dame Lillard had another explosive game for 31. Anfernee Simons, which I told you, he is a new duo with Dame Lillard. He came out with 29. Jusuf Nurkic had another double-double. And Jeremy Grant, who I talked about, also had 21 to boot. So as you can see, it's early in the season, and they're really clicking well. I think that they are a team to fear for if you're facing up against them in the West. There are additions also of adding Shady and Sharp. This guy jumps out of the arena. He also had 11 points. Nasir Little, I rep Nasir Little because he is from Florida. He also had 11 points. So they're having great support from these guys. But Nasir Little also shot 66% from three-point land yesterday, which was really good to see. So they're really coming along as a team, and it's early. Usually you see these teams come along somewhere in midseason form around the All-Star break, but not the Portland Trail Blazers. They are coming ready to go. The same goes with the other young team in the West, the Memphis Grizzlies. They played the Brooklyn Nets with Kyrie and KD, and Desmond Bane and Ja Morant blew up for 38 points apiece. KD and Kyrie blew up for 37 apiece. So it was a shooting battle. Final score was 124 to 134. So they were torching the arena. And it was at home against Memphis. So you know Ja, he's always going to show up for his fans. So I think the hardest thing right now for the Nets, though, is Ben Simmons. He is still an underachiever, and he has a big-time contract that they're hanging on with the next organization, and they have to decide what to do with him. I don't even think the Nets coaching knows what to do with him right now, because you still have Patty Mills, who is producing. You have Nick Claxton, and also they picked up Royce O'Neal from the Utah Jazz and as a free agent. And Royce O'Neal, he's a baller. He's going to give you some good minutes, and he knows how to handle the basketball. But right now, Kevin Durant and Kyrie are going to be carrying the load. They're okay with that, but at the same time, they need the support, like the Portland Trail Blazers. They do have Anfernee Simons, Damian Lillard, Jeremy Grant, but they also have Josh Hart. They have Nasir Little. They have Shadon Sharp right now that I was talking about. They do have the support. I think Joey Harris with the Nets, he's going to continue to give them support. He is their three-point specialist, but that's going to take time because he just came back from injuries from last year. He missed a large part of last year, and I think Kevin Durant likes that little kick out to him because he knows that he will connect it from three-point land. Let's roll back to the Memphis Grizzlies. Bane and Ja Morant, man, they were killing it last night. I couldn't believe it, man. Desmond Bane went, from three-point land, went 8 for 11 from three-point land. So he was killing it. And then you had Ja Morant, who went 4 for 6 for three-point land. And he went 66%. So you had a 72% and a 66%. And then you had Josh Conchar, who went 2 for 3 from three-point land. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to support. Do I think they're going to do this every single night? No. But early in the season, this does build confidence for the Memphis Grizzlies and what they have to look forward to this season. Dylan Brooks is still trying to, work his way into the scoring book. But, when you have all these guys like John Conchar, Ja Morant, Desmond Baines, Steven Adams is always going to give you your 13 rebounds a game because that's what he's out there to do. And also Tyus Jones kind of picked it up a little bit last night, and I was really impressed with what he was doing. The Lakers have a lot to worry about right now. I said it in my video yesterday that the Lakers have a lot to worry about. It's going to be an uphill battle for them because you do have these young teams that are coming along and that are doing really, really well. So I also saw the San Antonio Spurs played against the Minnesota Timberwolves. and they crushed them 115-106, and it was more lopsided than it looked. They were getting up and down the court. They are young and they are fast. They are pushing the ball up the court every single time they can. There was alley-oops, and Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert couldn't keep up with the young, tall guys that were with the San Antonio Spurs. So Greg Popovich, he says, I wouldn't bet on them. He said we might not even make the playoffs. But Greg Popovich has always been a coach that always downplays his teams. He always says the worst about them, but he knows deep down inside that when he has a really good team. And so we'll see what the San Antonio Spurs do. Greg Popovich will always have them prepped each and every game. So I look forward to seeing that. It's still early in the season. Got a lot going on in the NBA. Got Dallas playing the Pelicans tonight. Hopefully Brandon Ingram will be healthy to play. The Zion's reports from the physician says he has a hip contusion. So whether or not he'll be playing tonight, that's on a game time decision by the coaches and by the medical staff with the New Orleans Pelicans. If you like what you heard, subscribe, comment, like, share. This is Chopping Up Hoops with your pal Sal. God bless and be kind.